My name is Ali and I am from Mystic Realm.
I'm Jackie.
We are a paranormal team that operates out of Kilmore Gaol. We have been operating out of here probably for about 6 years or so. As Mystic Realm, we've probably been here for a couple of years on our own now, and we cover paranormal things and history things, and yeah. In 1837, actually discovered Kilmore. He came from Scotland, and where he came from in Scotland was known as the City of Churches, and also known as Kilmore. And when he came over and founded Kilmore over here, he obviously named Kilmore after his homeland. Gold was first discovered in Kilmore in 1851. So when gold was discovered here, it obviously brought a lot of people. Population grew. Everybody was leaving to go to the goldfields to get rich. So obviously from that, they all of a sudden discovered a need for the jail because they started having crime increase in the area and everything like that. So that is when they basically started thinking about the jail. It actually lay dormant for 8 years, and then it was reopened as a butter factory. Because as well as it being a prison, there were 2 cells that were built on the outside of the prison. Unfortunately, they're not here anymore, but you certainly can still see where they were. And it was almost like it was a remand prison. So it was a first of in the area, so meaning that the 2 cells actually didn't face or have entry points into the jail at all. They actually faced to the street. Maximum security prison as such. Not a lot of people served a lot of time here, so you could actually say it was more like a remand prison. Probably the most known prisoner that was kept here in 1866, and that was Ned Kelly's dad. Red Kelly was actually kept here for 4 months. Unfortunately, Red killed a calf, basically to feed his family. They're actually saying that it was almost like the demise of Ned Kelly, because Ned was 12 when Red died, because obviously he served 4 months here, was sent home because of consumption, everything like that, was really unwell, and unfortunately died. Ned had to actually come and identify his body. I guess there was another renowned person that was here, which was Bushranger Lowry. Was actually another bushranger that served some time here. He was also associated with the Ned Kelly gang. Lucky enough here to have some artifacts as well. We've got Ned Kelly's mum's dress on one of, we've got several mannequins through here, so we are lucky enough that we've got some original costumes and clothes from that era as well.
Quite a few doors from Pentridge as well. Yeah,
several doors, 5 sets of doors from Pentridge. So, which is interesting because that there's a large double set of doors. Now we actually get K2 hits off those doors, and we find that interesting because there's no reason to be getting any K2s hits off those doors. So
it was a butter factory for way longer, and unfortunately with the when the butter factory came through, they actually destroyed quite a lot of the jail, as in like the cells. As we said, there's still one original cell still here, but we still get so much activity. We actually often describe Kilmore, don't we, as it's a small jail, but she can pack a punch. The activity that we can get here some nights is quite amazing. With the cells, because there wasn't a lot of cells here, however, some of those cells, they would have housed, 6, 8 people in a cell. The cell that still is remaining here, we've actually had on quite a few occasions, we're assuming like one gentleman, and he tends to like the men, and especially if we have any 18-year-olds that come, been doing whatever investigating there, and we've actually stopped and left because we just don't feel that he's actually been quite respectful to
predatory in nature,
yeah.
And he can make males certainly feel uncomfortable, not so much females. With the activity when it comes to females, it's more, big noting and more entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
So big noting himself trying to entertain, whereas when it's males in there, it's different. It's a shift. It's quite predatory. Yep. Probably the last 2 times here, unusual activity at 2:30 in the morning. We don't know why at that particular time. We get a sensation, so we can feel it, as in like someone is just continually running past us.
Yeah.
But we have had in that cell K2 meters as well as dowsing rods, and what's really interesting is to watch the equipment. And when we get this sensation, for whatever reason, at 2:30 in the morning, it starts from one end of the cell, and you can feel it. You feel like this brush of air past you. There is an area which we refer to as what would have been the laundry area, and that area can become really uncomfortable, and it's not pertain just to one person, like not just to males or females. And that can be, it's interesting, there's a storeroom, a door, and I guess how we discovered that activity is that we started to knock on the door 3 times, and on several occasions that door has opened, and it's really weird. When that door opens, you can feel a change in energy and everybody starts to feel uncomfortable. Sometimes with that change in energy, you get a change in smell. You get a very rotten, sulfuric smell. You can smell alcohol, you can smell tobacco. But interestingly enough, in that area, we also have an original old Kilmore cell door, but there is also a cell door from Pentridge that leans against that door as well. So in that area, we do have some old Pentridge records, and there are some trigger items in. There's a very old set of boots, and we have a couple of shanks and things like that have come from Pentridge. So what we refer to as the exercise yard, for whatever reason, that area, younger women feel quite uncomfortable in that area. They feel like they describe being boxed in. But one of the things that we find really interesting is that when we're all in that area, guests will be wandering around with their bit of equipment, doing their own investigation, but all of a sudden, we are conscious visually that all of a sudden it's like the guests are being mustered. They're all of a sudden standing in a circle, and they're kind of like, why all of a sudden are we kind of...
they're sort of like going in, and it's quite interesting. But young girls can feel really weird
and uncomfortable.
In the exercise yard.
There was, I guess, one known female that I guess did do something to break the law. What we don't know, because again, as goes back to really poor records. But women were sent here, so if their husbands would have went off to the goldfields and were killed, and they've got children, and then they had no way of caring for those children, they would have been considered destitute. So they would have been sent to Kilmore. There are children spirits here as well, who have interacted with us for a long time. We believe that they've come from the butter factory. We don't believe that they've come from the jail.
That was pretty. And it's really interesting too, because we've had, now we're not sure this one child that we have had interactions with,
we've come to know him, I guess, through equipment. He has told us that his name is Mikey, so that's how we refer to him. And he has told us that he has an older brother with him, not too much older. And there is a particular area which they do have a tendency to kind of hang out in. And we also do another thing, which is we use something that's called a black mirror, and we scry in that, and other guests have actually sat down in front of that mirror, and Mikey has actually appeared.
It's different guests that have come back and said, there was these really weird lights in the exercise yard or in the night room, but in the night room we've seen these like blue lights, so we're not 100% sure what's going on there.
I guess there are parts of the jail that are missing, so that obviously as you come in the back of end of the jail, there would have been a sentry tower, which is no longer there. It's been removed, but it is, you can go to Memorial Hill. And it Monument Hill. I guess we didn't know that after a little while. And you do hear footsteps, what you think is on the roof, but then when you think back to history and go, hang on a minute, it's not about something on the roof, that's where a gangway would have been.
And footsteps in the gravel, that's quite common as well. That's sort of, I don't know how many times with us you'll think someone's coming because you'll hear the footsteps on the gravel. No executions, but look, I dare say there would possibly have been killings, because well, I mean, they would have had notorious criminals back in the day.
There was one particular, activity that would have led to someone dying. Other prisoners, say again in that laundry area. So you had other prisoners actually throw boiling water over one of the other prisoners, and there used to be a well, obviously in the area. And once he had that boiling water thrown over him, he ran out of that area and jumped into the well, obviously to try and cool himself, but his skin obviously unfortunately just melted away, and unfortunately he died a little bit later on.
The church that we're in, that was built a little bit later than the jail. Actually, the people that in records you'll see when they were building the actual church, escapees were running over or jumping over the wall, and the people that were working on the church have to go and see the police and say, hey, you're losing some prisoners.
The gentleman that built it actually was the same gentleman that fed into the Castlemaine jail and Pentridge and that. So as much as you might think that it's a small unknown prison per se, not as popular as Castlemaine and Pentridge and things like that, that there was still that significance.
Architecture
involved, and that it's important that you keep places like this alive. And I guess when you go back to history, that 1883 was when the jail closed, but she's still talking. She's still got stories to tell, and if we can be that voice, to continue those stories so that people learn more and want to continue that journey, that's even better. That's why we do what we do.
What room are we in?
A cell.
A cell.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, it's one of the original cells.
Because I'm fidgeting, I got nothing to do. And I'm fidgeting and I just want to go home. I don't know why I want to go home. Off. There are a lot of men in here.
I feel like someone's trying to grab my hand, trying to pull my hand.
It's really funny that you just said that. Do you know why? It's a little disgusting, so it won't be going on air. As you were saying that, I was over listening two gentlemen sleeping here next to each other, and the gentleman over on this side was grabbing the man's hand to put on his genitals. As you said that, it's almost insanity level for what I could ever imagine insanity would be. There are some men, there's place for memory here, and there's some men that were kept in here all day, every day, for weeks, for months. There are prisoners that were allowed to leave, cuffed.
I'm just here to have a chat. But you need to show me some indication that there is someone here with us. If you would like David to ask some questions instead of me, can you show us and indicate that you would like that? So this was a cell, and there was prisoners in here. If you are a prisoner, can you come forward and show us that you still reside here? Okay, I believe that people were cramped in here. It's not a very big room. I imagine that you would have gotten angry at each other, that it would have been really hot or really cold. If anyone would like to come through, this is your opportunity. I know I can feel you, but can you show the other guys in the room that you're here by lighting up one of the green lights for us? Or the lights on this device here.
There you go, that changes.
Okay. I don't think you like talking to females. That's okay, but we'll be back later.
use my energy if you want to. You're not going to get into trouble for talking. Right, if you want me to go, I'm going to go.
Alright. Okay, if anybody's in here, we know that you have been hanging around. There's the music box that you really like and you've been setting off. Can you come back in front of the music box for us? We put a cigarette down there for you. We know you like your smokes.
I've heard a lot about you. It would be interesting to see. Can you make the music play again?
Or if you're going to knock on something tonight, you need to knock quite loudly because it's a bit windy. We know you knocked before, if you can... Thank you.
So who generally is in this room?
We can get all different types in this room because
Okay.
this was a thoroughfare.
Right.
We're being led to believe that, yeah, I guess anything of illegal nature, so
Right.
bootlegging and tobacco and
Contraband.
Contraband.
yeah.
I like contraband. Do you have any for me? Nice. Can you come closer? And set one of these green lights off? If you're going to give it to me, you've got to come to me. So can you come closer, please?
Was that the
Hey? That was too consistent to be the wind.
Yep. All right. Can you do that again? I need you to come closer. I really want that stuff. I've got the money.
That was different from mine.
If you want me to show you the money,
You need to come up this end if you want some money.
They're doing a changeover in the prison, there's no guards around, now's your time to do it.
the temperature's going up and up. So I started at 16.9, now it's
Yeah,
17.9.
How does it go up?
I don't know.
Are you making it hot in here?
Here, here's some money. So can you give me my drugs? Cool.
You just need to come up this end.
So we'll trade one of the boys for the drugs. Is that a deal?
That's a pretty good deal.
And we're at 18.
Alright, which boy?
I was just about to say, are you greedy? Do you want the drugs and the boys?
18.1.
How are you making it go hot?
Don't know. You're getting excited. Is that why the temperature's going up?
Got some fresh boys, haven't been here before.
Mate, I don't know how we can do business if you don't keep your word. You just got to come across the table. Yeah,
It's louder now.
yeah, it's getting louder.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Is that noise getting louder because you're getting pissed off?
Is it the K2?
Is that the K2? Thank you. I'm cold around my neck. Are you around my neck?
Yeah. Are you up this end now?
Well, that was a bit cheeky. I asked you to cross the table. Are you sussing me out because you don't know who I am? Do we have a warden in here?
Is the warden here?
Another degree, 11.7. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So that's unusual to feel cold, but the temperature's going up. I feel cold around my back and my arms. Is someone giving me a cuddle? Well, I'll tell you what, if you cross that table, make that green light go off, I might take my clothes off for you.
Wow. You've got to make the other light go off.
Come on, set it off. Told ya, I'll take my clothes off.
Not that one. You've got to come up to the other one. Close off. Like that's a pretty good offer.
Or do you prefer David or Chris take their
I
clothes
was
off?
just going to say that, or would you rather the boys? You need to come and light this light up here. No, not that light.
Oh, you're sweating under the collar about that thought, are you?
We could have even got Chris to go and get the Vaseline.
Yeah, it's twitchy between 18.9 and 18.8. It's gone up.
You like the idea of Vaseline?
You're a funny boy. Alright, Chris, you didn't strip.
Okay, someone's stopping me from going okay, so for some reason in this room, so when I'm in this room, I'm being stopped from talking because I hear whispering, so I feel like whatever was said in here was hush. It was hush, you know. Yeah, this is a very, whatever was said in here, whatever was done in here, it was not allowed to be said outside of the door or any other room or any other place in the jail. Right. So whoever was ever behind that door, he's there now. He's a man. He said his name's Harold. I don't know what age he looks. He actually looks 34. He's made me want to throw up, and I'm like, why are you making me want to throw up? He said I threw up from being sick. I died from being sick. What I really feel from him was the cells. They were cramped in the cells. These still feel so different. It feels like the last door that you go into, and then you die.
Oh, K2 went off.
My name's Jackie. Can you say your name?
Come on. Come on and eat. Is that what she said?
Come on and eat.
Yeah.
Well, that's my tummy a bit hungry, is it?
Vodka. Have you been spying on our fridge?
Is there someone else in that room?
If you're out in that room, you can come in here.
Shush, shush, shush. Is the child touching that?
Is that you, Mikey?
Feels like it's turning again really slightly.
There it goes. It keeps
There it
moving.
is.
That's a pretty cool trick. Can you show us if you can actually drop it to the floor? Can you push it? Mike.
Mike. Is that you, Mikey?
Oh my god.
Let's try.
What the fuck?
What was that?
Whoa.
Let's try and.
Fucking, that's bizarre.
Move the other way. You just got to slide it over. There I am, right there.
There you go.
Lock is up. Really?
Oh, wow.
Is it ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Ready. Slide it on.
Keep it.
A little bit more.
Liam?
There you go.
Lock. High.
Good job.
Well, you're nearly there. That's great.
Good job.
You're trying really hard. That's great. You can use some of my energy.
Is
Good job.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
keep going.
What was the boss's name? Sarge. Is that what you call him?
Sarge.
The foreman of the butter factories? Yeah, Sarge.
Sarge, is it you? Are you still here? Can you drop it to 9.0?
Do you think we've had a long enough break?
He always thinks we've had a long enough break.
I mean, you're gonna have to pay us if we go to work though, right?
Yeah.
Not that we actually think that that's going to give us the answers, but when you ask the questions and,
Oh,
and you're
sure.
having
Yeah,
an
yeah.
intelligent conversation,
Yeah.
then you can say, you know what, possibly we're having a chat with the spirit. Sarge, are you here?
She said James.
James.
James. Is there a James here?
Oh, that could be James Armstrong.
Right.
So we'll just have that question again. James Armstrong, are you here?
Victor.
Victor. So, just to clarify, Victor, is that you?
That's me.
That was.
Okay.
Victor, what's your last name? Your surname? Alright, can you tap this and make it do that?
Rest.
Victor, were you with the butter factory or were you with the jail? Say butter or jail?
The village just said burning.
Burning. What does burning mean?
Did this jail burn at any time?
The butter factory.
The butter factory down.
There was a prisoner that was burnt with boiling water in the laundry, and he would have come running out into the well and jumped in the well just right out the door.
Oh, well, you can come through those doors if you like. You can give us a knock and let us know you're coming through.
She said tease.
Yeah. guys doing to our equipment? They've left.
They've left.
We're not prison guards, so you can speak freely.
It's almost like
Can you take some butter with us?
We think we'll like your butter better. Can you say one of our names? You know our names. Can you say one of our names?
Is there a child hurt here? Mikey,
Mikey, are you in here? Is anyone in here for tonight? Is the caretaker here? Or the Sunday school teacher?
we're not here with any disrespect. We respect the church and we respect what happened in here. Straining everything.
It's straining everything. As much as we've got all of this equipment, there are lots and lots of things that you could potentially bang on. You could bang on the floor.
Can you repeat after me?
If this makes you happy, could you please cross the rods or roll the ball back? Stir. Are we stirring up something? Is someone mucking around with our stuff? Stop talking.
Yeah, what the hell? Like complete silence. Oh, that was loud, wasn't it?
One person at a time. Okay, how about you tell us the name of someone living sitting in this room?
You insist on what? The gentleman said he insists. What do you insist on?
Yep, so we're in church.
Are you there?
It's still on.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing about equipment?
Do you want us out? What's up?
Okay, so who are we sitting with?
I thought it said Albert to start.
Is God your Saviour?
Is it okay that me and my son live here in the jail?
Yeah.
Wait,
Heidi's a really good cook.
He said butler.
She's not a butler, she's a chef.
would you like us to say the Lord's Prayer with you?
Yeah.
He hid you
Alfred who? What's his last name? Are any of the children here? Did someone hang themselves here? Rick Pack. It's not Pat. Who was it?
If you need help, you need to touch some of our equipment so we can help you.